that boy? Who that boy? Shoot, long. Who that boy with the brains in the walk? And for the racks in the man. Fifty my can and never shoot you for my funny car. Who that boy? Shoot the boy.
Yo.
Who that boy? Hit it, mama. Who that boy? A funny rise. Hit a wall for the roof. Be another pool. Don't stop till the devil send another rain. Same vibe, but the vibe came from the same enemy first dog.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Welcome to the Bantu Show on land. This is Bantu Square Show. My name is Bantu Blake. A couple is your boy superstar playmaker Bantu Blake. Ndihove. And today on the show, we are proud to introduce the master of himself. That's the prince from the south. His name, I call him Mozi. I call him the king of the Ibizo. Whatever, you don't understand these people. But today, I have him in the studio. This is Cole Behk. Welcome to Bantu Square Show, Cole Behk. How's it, brother? Whatever, you don't understand these people, but today I have him in the studio. Cole Behk. Welcome to
Yeah. Straight up. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. It's been a minute, man, since we last met, right? Like in 2015, 2014, right?
Yeah, it's been that long, hasn't it?
And I see that a lot has happened and a lot has changed in a minute. It's like a minute, you know. It's a good hour, no? So what's up? What's up? So many people, like when we put out the poster, when we put out everything, people asking who is Cole Behk? Where is Cole Behk from? And I was like, I tried to explain to them like we come a long way, like you and me, like personally from a personal level, we come a long way. Before Dopey Dog, before Red Monkey. But people out there they really want to know who Cole Behk is. And can you just explain to the people who is Cole Behk and why the name Cole Behk?
Well, the way Cole Behk is a new kid, you know, fresh out the market. Though I've been, you know, working for quite some time. I mean, you know me from way back when, you know what I mean? And so I just had to make sure that I push forward and just keep working. So he's one determined guy. He's one focused guy. You know, it's I feel like it's a very important key to have, and Cole Behk is one that doesn't give up. And specifically, why Cole Behk though? Like that goes like way back. I used to be like cast, right? So when we started, my niggas started teasing me, mocking me with cast and names, so I had to switch out. You know what I mean? And that's basically how Cole Behk came to be after him.
So now we have Cole Behk in the building, and now we have the star.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So from Red Monkey Nation, I know most people maybe are wondering, can you tell us like the transition from being in a collective of creatives, like that was Red Monkey Nation, right? And you were based in Kwablawa. Then you came to the city that they say it shines light, and now you are here. Tell us the transition from Red Monkey Nation to Cole Behk being a solo artist, pushing the works out there in the jungle, like they say Arara is.
Well, Red Monkey, like as most people know from blues, was a team push type of a grind. You know what I mean? We had to work with teams. I had my people that I worked with, like different artists. It was just a genre of a whole lot of people, a whole lot of different vibes. So basically, then I feel like I had more support. You know what I mean? Because you kind of feel like you're in a pride. You know what I mean? Like a lion pride. Everybody backs on somebody's back. You know what I mean? But then when I came to the Sunshine City here, shit got like a little bit different for me because I was solo. It was the first time I was ever solo, and it became a very difficult hurdle for me to cross because I wasn't in that space before. You know what I mean? I used to be supported by my people like that, but now having to come here, you know, you got a whole different artists also in the city, you know. So the competition for me was a little bit like I was like, yo, this is for real now. Like it's real. And it kind of put me to the test to know if I can really survive, you know, H-Town. But then when I came through, because I'm determined and I'm focused, you know, I met a couple of people, God willingly, and we started working on new music, and I discovered myself, you know, in a way that I didn't see myself as. So the beauty of it all is, you know, the transition is basically from a pack to a lone ranger. You know what I mean? Not forgetting the people I work with right now. You know what I
True,
mean?
true, my guy. True.
Appreciate. Yeah, but basically, you know, taking it back from Red Monkey to now, the only difference that's there is, you know, I still work with those guys, you know what I mean? Because they'll forever be my family like that. But being from a pack to being a Lone Ranger, that's basically, I could say, the most difficult part was having to find my way through on my own and not having to have the backup I had with my team back then.
Yeah, true, true. Because I remember you used to commute from Blues to Harare just to record some track with Terry and other guys,
Exactly.
and I remember you used to
Exactly.
like commute from Blawayo to Harare to go and to record tracks with Terry and the other guys, and you're like, man, I
Yeah.
feel lonely. Yeah, I feel lonely. I really need to do something. Then you really settled.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know recently you dropped a masterpiece. I call it a masterpiece. Maybe most people haven't heard about it, but it's available on all streaming lines that's on internet, right? And Yimina,
Yeah.
before we go any further, Yimina. What does
Yeah.
Yimina mean? And why Yimina? And your cover art is so abstract. Tell us about it. Yimina, then this abstract cover, like,
Uh, well, the main reason why I had to title it Yimina is because, like I previously just mentioned, that having to be alone and being like a lone ranger and having to work 10 times as harder than I had to before, you know, and I had to show people who Callback was, you know, like outside Red Monkey Nation, you know, just being Callback. And basically, Yimina translates to this is who I am, you know. So for me, it's a masterpiece because having discovered myself as just a solo artist and being just Callback kind of gave me a different perspective of my music. And I had to dive really deep in it and, you know, tap into my emotional side and sensitive side and my vibrant side. So I needed to bring everything that basically Callback, you know, has to offer. So Yamina is this is who I am. It's just plain and simple like that. And why that title is because I needed people to know that this is me. Don't include me with Red Monkey like that. Not that like we're so different, but I'm saying just look at Callback. Of course, accept his history, acknowledge where I come from, but look at me and judge me just as Callback. And then the artwork, colors for me represent emotions, bro. You know, things that you feel, things that you think, you know what I mean? It's basically how colors invoke certain emotions on people. You know what I mean? Like we associate red with danger, you know, or trouble, you know what I mean? So basically, it's something along those lines for most people to try and get a clear picture of why it was so abstract like that. And you see a lot of black, you know, because I'm African, you know, that's something that you have to incorporate, especially for someone as proud, you know, as me. So it's basically a lot of things that have to do with who I am.
yeah, no, you really explained to me like colors they represent emotion, and we dive into
Emotion.
the album. We dive into the album, and for me, my personal trait, my personal favorite, that would be Juice. Like it really
Okay.
puts me
Okay.
on. It really puts me on. And the other guys in the studio, I
Uh,
remember in the morning when we were prepping for the show, they were banging to is it the text, what the track number one is after the interlude. Then the producer here was banging to
yeah.
Who That Boy. Exactly. They were banging to Who That Boy. And it seems
Right.
like you fuse many genres in
Oh yeah.
one masterwork, right?
Yeah.
And it really like puts you out there to, what can I say, like it
Hmm.
brings this light that's new that most people don't really understand or people don't really know about and that they've never heard from Zimbabwe. Because other people are asking, is he a guy from Jersey? And I'm like, he's Zimbabwean. And I'm like, what? So you guys have people who are
Yeah.
talented like this. Where is the music? Give us the music. So
Right.
which genre are you like, or you're diverse? Which genre and which genre do you know that if you get into the booth, you really set on it and they're like, God.
I mean, if I'm to be specific like that, hip for me is like it's just like, you know what I mean? That's where my foundation is based. But because of how diverse I can be, I basically experiment with different sounds. And those different sounds to me, I discovered, as we were working on the album with my producer Snoozy, is that I had different ideas on different songs and different visions, which explain my emotional sides, you know what I mean? My sensitive side, my hyper side, my angry side, my serious side, you know what I mean? So basically, you find that what you see on the cover translates to what you find within the album. And I'm hip hop, but I'm experimental with my sound. Experimental in the way of you having to find like different genres. It sounds like it's hip hop, but it's like a different type of hip hop. And the other thing is we at African Knee Sound, me and my producer, we started that label. The idea is to bring a new sound for people, something that they're not exactly used to, but they can relate to. You know what I mean? So basically, all those songs like She Said, Who That Boy, because I feel like Who That Boy, people ask, you know what I mean? Like, who is this kid? Any new cat that comes through, everybody's like, who is he? You know what I mean? What does he do? So you find that as the hook goes, Who That Boy, it's me, Who That Boy, Juice, you know what I mean? I'm referencing, you know what I mean? Exactly. So basically, I'm just hoping that people get the message that I'm trying to put out there in my music, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
of course, everybody can interpret it the way they want to, but it's good, that we're doing stuff like this because that then explains what the artist intended to give people.
True, true, true. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess the album is doing well on the charts, is it?
Well, for starters, to be honest with you, for me, this is like a dream come true. You know what I mean? It's a dream come true because, from where I come from, bro, like things are not always easy. We always have to work 15 times more than any average
Yes.
person, and music in my, line of growing up, music is a language, it's great. But then when you're coming into hip hop and when you're talking to the elders, like, yo, I want to be a musician like that. Okay, so what do you want to do? You play guitar, you play piano, and you're like, no, I play with the microphone. So it's like, okay, what do you mean? And you're like, I'm a rapper. I want to be a rapper. And then they have their own views of what they see on television, like what hip hop is and what it does to people. And they look at you in a certain way, like, no. you know so it was a really huge fight, but my family supported me throughout, and I'm grateful that we've been going, step by step, one day at a time, one track at a time, and then finally, the album is out, and now it's like worldwide like that, you know what I mean, which is, for me, is I will always remember this, you know what I mean, because stuff like this doesn't happen easy, you know what I mean. We put in work, we put in time, the amount of work I just cannot even measure, because you got sleepless nights, you know what I mean, sleeping in the studio, and on the floor, bro, you got niggas on the couch, you got some over there, everybody, and you're sitting there like, guys, we need to make good music for good people, and they need to know what we're about, we need to push the message. So a lot of people, that's the side that they don't see. They think just get in the studio, just start dropping bars, and that's it. You come out, the producer and the engineer do their work, but it's not like that. There's a lot more that goes into it. So, and there are a lot of risks. You know what I mean?
Too
And
much,
I
true.
remember this one time. I mean, we could have been gang like that where we was at the studio recording in the middle of the night, and the sound was so loud. We were playing the speaker so loud just after recording, bro. And I remember the manager of the building came up. I was like, "Yo, boys are making noise." You know what I mean? Like, that's too much audio. And you when you're in the zone, you're really in the zone like that.
That's what
But
passion
I
does.
imagine, Yeah, you know what I mean? I imagine if the situation could have been any worse, we could have been kicked out that night
True,
and people
true,
could have slept outside. You know what I mean? But he understood and we had to explain what's really happening. You know what I mean? So, but it went well. And the album that is out there right now, I know I got loyal people that's gonna play my music no matter what, even if I die. You know, they're gonna keep
true, bro.
playing my stuff, yeah, my material, and I know those people will always support me no matter what I do, and they'll always push me and they always want to see me shine, and I do it for them. You know what I
True,
mean?
true,
So I
bro.
appreciate as far as it's gone right now. You know, I get people talking about, yo, I'm seeing your music on Instagram. I put in that music thing icon and then I search for you and you coming out. You know, I'm in catalogs now. You know what I mean? You can Google me now. You know, which is great, man, which is great.
True, true. For those who are listening on our streaming line, that's on Quad Arena, we are sitting down with the baddest. I call him the king from the south. His name is Cole Behk. I call him Muz, the king. Ibizo. You don't understand. It's a way back
Call
thing.
me my
But
cousin.
today he's talking about his latest album
So,
that is Yimina. It came out recently and it's available on all streaming sites. That will be Deezer, Spotify, iTunes, and you can get it and everywhere. Remember, stop piracy, support local artists. Remember to go and stream. Remember to go and buy these songs online because the future is us and he is the future. So for people who want to do music in the future, they'll see these guys and they'll see Cole Behk and they want to see what the guys have achieved. So Cole Behk, shout out to Snoozy, shout out to JXL. I was
yeah,
listening to the album. Those are some of my homeboys also. They are part of the production
yeah,
and you also featured them on the album, is it?
yeah.
Exactly. So tell me something. Tell me something beyond Zimbabwe. Beyond Zimbabwe, I understand you have some people that you want to like collaborate or some people that you look up to and like if I get into the booth with this guy, I know it will be a banner for
When I
life.
get, when
Yeah,
I get,
exactly.
when I get, not if I get.
Yes,
Um,
if you get.
you know what I mean? For me, to be honest with you, if I'm to cross my region and go elsewhere, if I were to collaborate with an artist, closest trying to bring it home, you know, for me, let's maybe start with South Africa.
Yes.
I would want to do a collabo with Rolene. I want to do a collabo with Rolene because I feel like she's a remarkable artist. I want to do a collabo with KO. He's another dope. I mean, I grew up to KO, so I want to be around people like that been there for a minute. Um, Coming into the new school peeps, I probably do Teleman. I probably do Teleman and Nasty. I think I would probably do some with Nasty. I think it would be one killer project, you know. But basically, those are the. But if I reach my pinnacle, when I reach my pinnacle like that, like at the highest level, it would be Drake, bro. It would be Drake.
Drake it is, yes.
I feel like Drake for me is my ultimate level. I feel like
It's
I
the
would
super
have
level.
reached my prime. You know what I mean? Like I would be at the top like that. The Drake for me is a legend.
Yeah, I understand. So you talked about KO. I've seen your style also resembles some KO in it. I thought you were going to say some Kuli Chana because someone was saying, "Hey, you looks like Kuli Chana." Are they the distant cousins?
Ah,
So I was going, maybe he's
ah,
gonna go some swada on it. But anyway,
yeah,
apart from music, okay, we've been talking more about music. Most people who understand will think like you're all about music. But I understand you're an
right.
entrepreneur in your own right. You had some Ibizo that came out. People need to know about it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know you owe me a hoodie, an
I
Ibizo
got one
hoodie.
right now.
You see,
I
tell
got
us
one right
about
now.
Ibizo. Tell us about Ibizo. Most artists, right? Most artists they just think
Yeah,
that they end up in the booth and they just go
yeah,
out and they think that life is only in the booth and you just do the streams and that's where the money comes from. But they don't know that you have to hustle for you, I have seen
Yeah.
Ibizo growing from just a single T-shirt,
Yeah.
from just a single
Can you bring me my
party
other
cup,
T-shirt? Black.
just from a
I
just from a single party cup, right? To man, I remember you would
yeah.
send me stuff, and you'd be like, "Man, we
Yeah.
have these things that we are putting out. We have these things we're putting out." Tell us, how did
Sure.
Ibizo come? Like most people just think, "Ah, Cole Behk is just into music, is just into hip hop," but they don't know that the nigga pushes money. Tell us about that, brother.
I push. Yeah, I push. I try to push. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm one for the people like that. I really want to get involved with my surrounding. The other one, the white one, it's got like two hands right here. So basically, because how much I want to get involved with my community and I want to develop them in the best way I can. And coming back to where we are, Bohemian Mary says he wants one. So because I'm involved like that with my people, I want to incorporate them in what I do. And Ibizo basically translates to a name, you know what I mean? Can you flip it inside out? So basically, because of that, I needed to give people something that they can put on, something they can have, something they can grow with, something that actually has status. You know what I mean? Something that we have and we call for ourselves. I just want to show you this one a little quick. It's different from this one, but it's the same. It's the same thing. All right. So just a second. You see what this is? This is the original design. You know, which is the one that you know, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Your name
Exactly.
is embedded. You know what I mean? Your name is embedded on your hands. You see that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So whatever you do with your hands, your name is embedded on that. So basically, which is why this brand came to be. It explains who you are and what your hands can do. Even if I've never seen you, if I know your work because of the work you do with your hands, then I know who you are. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So that's basically what it is. And us being an African people, you know, there's a lot of labor going on. We're not yet technologically advanced like that to depend on robots and mechanics and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Most of the stuff that we still do when you go on the grounds in communities and in rural areas, those people still do things with their own hands. You know what I mean? So their work and their names is embedded on their hands. So Ibizo, that's basically what it is. You know what I mean? That's basically
So
what how Ibiza came to be. So yeah,
so people are asking, when can we get the match? You can
yeah,
see
I
from
see
above Africa, they're
that.
asking because
I see that.
it's been
Yeah.
here for quite a long time, and we want it. We
Oh
want it.
wow.
We have to push it out. Where can we get it? And
Absolutely.
mm,
You know something that happened? There was a my friend had a party this one time, so I came up with a mug with a tumbler, and he was like, "Yo, that's a nice material. That's a nice mug. You know what I mean? Can I check it out?" And I showed him, and he's like, "Can you bring that to my party?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure. I still got a couple back home." I go back home, I take my collection. All that shit got stolen that night. Everything just went, bro. So
mm,
initially, I was gonna sell them, make a few bucks. You know what I mean? Push the album, promote and stuff like that. Just putting some money together for the side for the music. And then all
mm.
my stuff got stolen. You know what I mean? Because I guess it was that good, and it looked it's so attractive that people didn't want to pay for it, but they stole everything that I brought that day. I mean, I done caps, I done sweaters, and I done shirts like these. So, but basically, that's one thing that happened. And for me, I was like, okay, my stuff got stolen. I'm a little sad, you know what I mean? But it got out there, not in the best way that I wanted it to get out there, but it's out there. You know, somebody else is gonna see it and they're gonna be like, oh, that's nice. Where did you get it? You know, and then hopefully that will link them back to me. So that's basically what's up with the
So
Bezo.
which means if we see it on a music video, it's ours. We can
Oh, I'm
just
gonna
grab
put.
it
Oh,
and
I'm
bring
gonna.
it back
Yeah,
home, right?
definitely. Yeah, but when you take it, you need to bring it back because you need to pay for it.
So we're gonna go after every Ibizo tumbler that we see. I think I've got one here.
You're gonna. Yeah, you're gonna. Yes, we're gonna look for that. I should have put like a GPS thing on there. But yeah,
True, true.
man.
So what can we expect in the future? Like on the Yimina, I'm back on the Yimina thing now. The Yimina
Right.
album, visuals, like visuals. I remember the visuals that you did with Red Monkey Nation. They were so
Yeah,
futuristic. So are we getting
yeah.
that from Yimina also? Are we getting a visual album? Because I know you think out of the box and you come back to take
I
everything in the box to do
that I do.
good
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
true.
Tell us about the Yimina like
Um,
visuals.
for the visuals, you know, I'll tell you, there's something that still rings in my head every time I look at my album that is complete, and I'm like, okay, so the next step, you know, you got to start doing videos, and you start got to calling people that know how to do the work. And I got my own inspiration and my own ideas, you know what I mean? But meeting with certain video directors sometimes, they don't always get the image that I'm trying to portray. So I'm still waiting for that time where I get somebody who can sit on the same table with me and understand the vision that I'm trying to put out. But basically, long story short, he said to me, your music is really good, and you're gonna have a tough time shooting videos for your music. And at the time, I didn't understand what he meant. But then I went down and I sat down. And I was like, okay, let me try to listen to my music from an audience perspective. You feel? And what I came to see is what he meant was actually pretty clear. The content that I'm putting out there visually would need a lot of resources, to be honest with you, if I'm really serious about putting my vision out there and as I want it to be and want it to look. So basically, he told me that. So right now, I didn't take it into heart to say, that's gonna put me down, you know, I'm gonna have a hard time, so I don't want too many resources. But I took it and I said, well, that's his opinion. That's someone else's opinion who says, I do videos and I'm listening to your music and I'm saying, wow, you're gonna need to do like actual visuals, not just a backdoor, you know, we just came up with a camera and started shooting type of thing. So, but
We want
definitely
to go
towards the end of the year, you're gonna get some.
you want to go Hollywood
Towards the
all
end, you're
in
gonna
on
get.
your videos. But on the juice
I'm gonna
video, I'm
go
not with them.
Zim Hollywood, Zim Hollywood.
The Bollywood,
You know,
listen to you
callback
now.
videos got to be different. Though. Callback
But
videos, they need to be callback like that.
but trust me, juice, you should come this side. We should do juice this side. Trust me. And we are
Absolutely,
all
man. I've
in.
seen some visuals that you guys do there. They're actually quite great. And you know, I think if I climb that tree, I'm definitely gonna pick some good fruit from it. So
Sure,
yeah.
sure. So for those listening us to us on the streaming line today, we are sitting down with Cole Behk, um, Zimbabwean entrepreneur, Zimbabwean musician. I like calling him entrepreneur because whatever he does, he doesn't box it into one box like wiser. He makes sure that he profits out of it and he makes sure that he goes with everyone out of it. So we're sitting down with him. It's been minutes now, it's almost half past, and we're still sitting with him and we're talking about his journey in the music. We're talking about his latest album, that's Yimina, and we talked about Ibizo. You must go and buy. And they not nominate for those who understand Shona. And they can nominate up inbox. Go to his inbox now and start ordering that man. Ibizo, power in your hands. That's what I had for me. So tell us more, brother. Tell us more. So I understand. I understand that. I understand that you've been working with Snooze, right? He's been producing your whole album. Is
Yeah.
it? Tell us
He
more.
produced
What's to come?
most of it.
What's to come after Yimina?
Whew. Um, well, I would probably like give you an exclusive right now. I'm actually working on another project called Back Home. Back Home is it taking me back to where I came from and the type of struggles that I went through, the type of wars that I went through that I didn't really talk about in Yemena. So I'm tapping back into the things that I personally experienced and did not like, you know, with how people treated my music and every time when I came out in the studio and when I wanted to make time, when I wanted to make a booking, when I went to this place and I saw this DJ and he told me I ain't never gonna be anything. And I'm here today talking to you like this and I got people watching me like this and I have somebody who said I wouldn't be anything. So I'm going back and I'm saying, okay, what you got to say now. You know what I mean? I was passionate about my music. I did my thing. I didn't give up. I kept going. So it's definitely going to be inspirational. And I know most of the stuff like these are things that a lot of people are going through. And I need people to understand that. And I appreciate you mentioned Snoozy. I appreciate him because he gave me his time to listen to what I had to bring. I remember when we first met, bro. I'm coming from Skies and he's an H-Town boy. You know what I mean? We're both different people from different worlds. But because of music, because of the love of music and how we understood each other, we came to because he'd worked with Trey Excel way before me, you know what I mean? And a couple of other boys that we used to run with, some we lost, you know, God have mercy. But that's basically those are my family, bro. You know, those are people that I cannot forget because those are people that make this album very possible and made it be. So those are people I will always cherish no matter what. And I'm gonna take them to the pinnacle with me, even if I have to drag my feet to put a whole squad with me like that. Because those are the people that get me to where I'm at. Those are the people that sit down and listen to my shit. Even when I say things that they might not understand, but they saying, okay, let's see what you got to say. And you know what I mean? And let's make it happen. So those are the people that put it out for me. And you mentioned Trey Excel, by the way. I just want to thank him. It was an honor for me to work with him because I knew Trey Excel when I was in Skies. So when I heard that he's in my neighborhood, I was like, what? You know what I mean? And then one day we were actually working on a song together, bro. It's actually, it's like a miracle, bro. You know what I mean? So basically, yeah, just watch out for the new one back home. It's just gonna tap into you because it's really tapping into me like that.
There you heard it, people. Back home is coming after Yumina, but still we are celebrating Yumina. We play a game here, it's called the Bantu 5. We play a game here, it's called the Bantu 5. So I'm gonna ask you 5 simple questions and you're gonna be honest with us, right?
I don't like those games. I don't like those games, but okay.
The ND, the ND.
Okay.
We're gonna go.
What's up?
It's not controversial, but we're just gonna go deep into the questions. Kanye or Jigga? Kanye or Jigga?
Jigga.
Why?
Cause he's Jigga. Cause he's Jigga.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say. Honestly, I thought you were going to say Kanye because
why?
like your work ethic, right? It's more on the yeah side. So I thought you were going to say yeah, but anyway, okay. Jigga, you won. You know what I mean? Now I mean, Jigga, you just won now. But anyway, Kanye, you're coming again. Okay, second question. What should I say? Nigeria, South Africa.
Nigeria.
Come on, bro.
Nigeria.
Why?
Because Nigeria would be okay. Growing up, everybody's South Africa. Everybody's South Africa. It's like bombarded in your head, and you're like, okay, what isn't I say that people are talking about so much? And I'm saying, why not skip that and make it like a last experience and try and go somewhere else? I think Nigeria for me, because we got dope artists right there. Like I'm feeling Burna Boy like that, and if that country's bringing people like like Burna, like I'm gonna be out there chilling with Burna like that. So, I mean, Nigeria is like a different feel, bro. I don't know anything about Nigeria. That is why I'm picking it. But I know so much about South Africa. So Nigeria would be, I want the experience and the unknown, basically,
So
because I don't know a lot about Nigeria.
Nigeria will be a whole new experience because South Africa is like Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have turned up to be South Africa light. So it's like
from where I come from in Blues. You know, most of the people in my neighborhood are actually from South Africa. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So third question, we gotta put it on Cristiano or Messi.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay,
Like,
let's
no, I am being honest. You said you want honest answers, right? Like me and soccer, bro. Like we've never been friends. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of people are gonna be probably disappointed at this, but I am the least person that's gonna sit down and watch a soccer match. To be honest with you,
so let
so
me
I wouldn't
change
know
that
what.
question. Let me put
Yeah,
that question to piano or saxophone. That would be question number 3. Piano
piano,
or saxophone?
piano. It would be piano.
You're kidding me, bro. I thought you were going to go for
Yeah,
the
it would be piano.
emotional side. Piano is just like
Yeah, I mean, yo, piano can do things, bro. Snoozy does these keys on the piano, and I was like, "Gee, this is an instrument. This
this
isn't,
is
you know what I mean?"
yeah.
He makes him sound good. I don't know what he can do with a saxophone, but
I see I see
I would
your
probably
mom
do
here.
piano.
I see your mom here is
Messi,
saying Messi.
look, that's
I see your
that's
mom
her,
saying
man. That's
Messi.
her. Yeah,
So question number 4. Question number 4.
yeah,
I was going to ask about Benz and the BMW, but I see it's just
BM,
so rhetoric. I know you're going to say BM, obviously. So I'm gonna
BM.
kick that award. I'm gonna kick that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a Range Rover or a Land Rover Defender, the latest ones.
Range, Range Rover.
Range Rover. The which
Yes,
one? The Sport or the Evoque?
probably sport. Probably sport. Yeah, Evoke.
Because I know
Yeah, that would
you
be it.
like you like your cool.
You need to relax when you're driving, and you need to be
Yes,
comfortable, and you need to be fast enough to catch up. So that would definitely work for me.
true.
Yeah.
So my last question,
Okay.
my last question, please. You get into the studio, there is Banner Boy, there is KO, and they
You're
have
killing
asked
me.
you
You're killing
to
me.
do a track with one artist.
You're killing me. You're killing me. Why would you? Yes. Man. Probably Burner Boy. Like I didn't want to say Burner Boy. Like you had to put the two best people on the table. But I
Mm.
would probably pick Burner Boy if I have to pick. If it's that bad, I'll pick Burner Boy.
So Banner is winning. 3 straight
Burner
shows,
wins this one.
Banner has been winning. Bonner
He's got
has been
street cred.
winning. No, Banner is the king at the moment. We can't deny that.
Yeah.
But KO, bro.
Yeah, I mean KO's dope. Like you know, like what I said before, KO would be one of the people I would want to do a collab with. But if I have to pick between the two, I would
You
have
think
to pick
Burner?
Burner Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have
true.
to pick Burner Boy.
True. I understand.
Uh-huh.
That was Cole Behk today on the show, bruh. Thanks for coming through today. Like I really appreciate.
Absolutely.
There are many things that have been
Absolutely.
happening. There's been many things that have been happening on our side, but we had to pull it through, yet to come through. Thanks to Zoe
I appreciate it.
for hooking us
Yeah.
up. I know the situation back home is really I don't want to say it because but it's really
We always on our feet, man. Keep us
yeah,
on our
you see.
toes.
But I love the
Yeah.
passion. I love how you're pushing the music. Thanks for bringing Yimina to us. I think we
Absolutely.
have it. We have actually streamed us from above. We have also streamed it. And Ibizo, I'll make sure that everyone in the studio here is gonna have an Ibizo
Absolutely.
t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm gonna make
Definitely
sure. I'm
gonna.
going to make sure that I order for each and everyone in the studio right now, so that we can
Yeah.
have it on the next
Absolutely.
show. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother. And pass my greetings to
Absolutely.
Snoozy, Excel,
Mm-hmm.
and Mama I saw here. And to everyone who is listening, let's go on Twitter and put on the hashtag Yimina on the square. And let's make sure that we stream it. Let's make it trend, maybe here in South Africa and everything all over the world. So yeah, as we go on, we're going to play your track Juice. Are you fine? Or which one is your favorite track from Yimina? Which one is your favorite track from
You never
Yimina?
ask an artist who your favorite track is. You don't do
No, you can have
that.
10 babies, but there's this one that makes you go like, oh baby, what's about Havana?
Too long.
Too long.
Would it be too long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's it. What went into the writing process for too long though?
Too long for me, as the song explains, man, you know, it took too long. A lot of things took too long, you know what I mean? And I had to fight my way through. But now that I'm here, I'm like, yo, shit really, really took too long. On my own in my zone, now they want to poke. Roll up, but it took too long. See, I waited for the mullah, but he never came, so I had to pull up because it took too long. Too long. I keep it for honey, you me and my niggas, we mask up and we go long. Say, George, follow me to say, you know, because sometimes if things don't come to you, you got to go to them. So I had to go there and get it. I had to go there and get it done. And being on my own in my zone, now they want to poke because niggas see that, okay, so he's running solo and he's actually doing something. You know what I mean? And then you get jealousy and you get all these other things that we don't really need. But basically, shout out to Snoozy, like you said, shout out to my boys, shout out to my cousins, shout out to my family, shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. You know what I mean? And let's go on with the support. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the fight going. I will promise you good music every time. Not every day, but every time. Every time we put it.
Exactly.
Just keep a lookout. Just keep a
Sure, my
lookout.
guy.
Yeah, for the update.
Thank you for coming through and till we meet next time. One love, brother.
Absolutely.
One love. Thank
I
you very much.
appreciate it.
That was Cole Behk online, and he was sitting with us, and there you heard it. That was it. Now we are tuning into Too Long. Yo.
Yeah. Salute.
Snoozy on the beat.
Too
Long. Say I worry about it took too long. On my own in the zone, that they want to roll up, but it took too long. Went up from the moon, but it never came, so I had to pull up because it took too long. Too long. I keep it behind and get me and my niggas, we mask up and we go long. Said, but America's like you are touchy. I've been chilling for too long. Them cold nights be coming in a row. Don't act like you don't know. It's a Kiss Fresh Show, yeah, you know. Too long. Too long. It's too long.
Yo, I'm not flexing, but I mean, I always knew something in me would come out when the right people came along. So that's why I'm dropping verses like these. Yeah.
Since 94, I knew I've been banging like a drums against you like an M16, 2016. I'm the one that's change the lane, join the ball of 80. I'm on the ready, I'm a quality, all on the friends. They gon' talk about me like Jesus. I've been there and I seen that and I done that and I felt that and I touched that and I ate that and I felt